Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Grant Shapps, you're former chairman of the Conservative Party. You were up until the election. The Electoral Commission is meeting today with police and prosecutors to see whether they should get more time to launch possible criminal investigations into £38,000 of Tory campaign spending that seems to have been wrongly lodged. I put it no higher than that for the moment. This shambles happened under your watch, didn't it?
Well, as you know, Andrew, I'm not one to shirk responsibilities. I resigned from a different government job just to take responsibility overall for something else related to somebody that I had appointed whilst I was there.
So
but I can tell you absolutely that compliance was not my area, and I'm afraid I can't really shed
You knew
much
nothing
light
about
on it.
this?
No.
So as chairman of the party, you allowed the expenses of these campaigners who were going to local constituencies, staying in local hotels, you allowed them to be charged to the national campaign and not the local campaign?
Well, so I was co-chairman, but compliance wasn't my side of things. The campaigning side was my side, but not the money and the finance. And
but you were behind this whole battle bus business.
the actual campaign itself, not the compliance
So you
side.
didn't wonder as to where the charges were being made?
As I say, I'm not one to shirk my responsibilities.
Well,
I
it sounds
stood
like
down
you
on my own account for something unrelated to that, but this side of things was not my side.
Is it not palpably wrong that since these campaigners were going to help local Conservatives fight, that any expenses, their hotel bills in particular, should have been charged to the constituency?
Because everything should be done, has to be done within the law, and it's for the Electoral Commission, I guess, and others to judge that. But if you're asking me about the specifics, as I say, compliance wasn't my side.
No, but it should be. I'm asking about the
to...
principle that if a bunch of Tories go to help, not to fight the national campaign, but to fight for a local Tory candidate, their costs must surely go on the constituency budget.
Yeah, well, as I understand electoral law, you have to apply costs as they fall, but there are lots of areas in which that's not entirely straightforward. For example, what happens if the Prime Minister or others come into town? Does that go onto a local campaign? Is that part
well,
of the
I'm giving you the example of these Tory youngsters in the battle bus.
Yeah, look, I believe it was all filed correctly, but that's for the Electoral
Well, they've said it was admitted error. They've already admitted it was. If you weren't in charge of compliance, who was?
Well, other people within CCHQ at the time.
Lord Feldman?
Other people. I don't want to go into more detail.
Well, you were the Tory chairman. If you weren't in charge of compliance, you were obliged to know who was to make sure.
There's an entire sort of compliance department there.
So you just want to spread the blame?
Look, as I said,
I mean, you're banged to rights on this, aren't you? As a party, you are banged to rights on misappropriation of electoral spending, and it's a criminal offence.
The party says, as you know, that they have complied correctly, or they've said that there's an issue on one element, I'm not sure. The Electoral Commission is there to make those decisions.
Sure. I'm asking for your view as the person who was chairman at the time.
And as far as I'm aware, it was all correctly done. However, as I say, never one to shirk my responsibilities.
No, you've said that
as history has shown. But however, you're pressing me on a point that I can't really help.
Finally, clearly you're not being able to help me. Should the Electoral Commission be granted more time so that this doesn't get kicked into the long grass? They need more time to investigate this, agreed?
Well, I don't know. That's for the Electoral Commission.
You don't know?
No.
What did you do when you were party chairman?
Look, you're asking me about something over a year ago which wasn't my responsibility, and now you're asking whether I think that the legal process should be allowed more time. That's up for the Electoral Commission and others to decide. It's not for me to dictate.
All right.